Hi everybody, it's Ollie from GamesAlike, and today we're taking a look at the craziest, best World War shooters. Now these games include both World War 1 and 2, mainly focused at 2, but there's definitely some World 1 in there. They date all the way back from 2001, all the way up to 2016/17. There's tons of games, some incorporate multiplayer, some incorporate story. I'm pretty sure there's something for everybody on this list. Again, before we start, I just want to say that there is a guide in the description below that will teach you how to get all the games on this list, plus any game you want really, up to 50%, but usually more off. It's how I get all my games way cheaper than the store price, and I definitely recommend you trying it out. Anyway, hope you enjoy this video. Sniper Elite 4. Discover unrivaling sniping freedom in the largest and most advanced World War II shooter ever built. Experience tactical third-person combat, gameplay choices, and epic long shots across a gigantic levels as you liberate wartime Italy from the grips of fascism. Plus, you get to shoot people in the balls. You don't need anything more than that. War Thunder. Take to the skies in this free-to-play World War II aeroplane game. Fight in major air, land and sea battles with international players in an ever-developing environment. If you enjoy flight simulators and airplane games, this is going to be the game on this list for you. Plus, it's completely free and you don't need to pay to play at all. So if you like airplane games, you should be sure to go and check this out on Steam right now. Call of Duty World of War. It's time for a complete throwback and an honourable mention. But the truth is, the campaign on this game still holds up pretty well, and the zombie mode is second to none. So if you fancy picking up a cheap Call of Duty for about $5, which is how much it goes for, and you want a great World War II experience, definitely give this a shot. Plus, I've also heard that maybe, possibly this year, Call of Duty could be releasing World at War 2. So that's something to look forward to. Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood. With the unprecedented combination of authenticity, compelling story and squad-based action, the Brothers in Arms franchise has established itself as a benchmark for military action games, receiving the highest average review for any console World War II game to date. Now, in order to get this awesomeness, you do have to head back to 2005, as this game is pretty old, so say goodbye to them graphics, and if you're happy to do that, then you get welcomed into this awesome tactical strategy World War II shooter with a pretty solid story. Heroes and Generals. Heroes and Generals is a free-to-play MMO FPS where Germany, United States and the Soviet Union fight for the victory in one grand online war. You fight and make friends as a team, and no matter if you play as an infantry, tank crew, fighter pilot, paratrooper, recon or general, you make a difference to the war. Now this game has been received mixed, but if you take the fact that it is a free-to-play game and you get past the kind of horrible community, this is actually a pretty epic game. But as I say, it's completely free, so you've got nothing to lose by giving it a shot. At least that's what I think. Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army 2 is an epic zombie shooter that is an absolutely must for people who like snipers, World War II and zombies. Now this game gets even more epic if you mix in a couple of friends, as it really does rely on teamwork and cooperation to get to the highest level. If you like Call of Duty Zombies, then you will absolutely love this, and I totally recommend it. Battlefield 1. Now this game probably doesn't need an introduction or even a bio writ about it, because the truth is, this is a hella popular game. It's one that I've spent many hours playing, and if you like World War I, then you will absolutely fall in love with it. One, the single player is really interesting, but sadly it doesn't last too long. But the multiplayer is where this game really shines. There's loads of game modes, and it's the closest I've ever felt to being in real combat, I feel, because you have so many players in the game, aeroplanes, tanks, and tons of stuff happening. Red Orchestra 2. This is a game that was made in 2011, but it still holds up really strong today. Now it does have multiplayer, and believe it or not, it still has a pretty damn active community. Even on Steam, 190 reviews were left this month. This FPS style multiplayer action World War II shooter is pretty realistic, has a different kind of game mechanics which I really enjoyed, and even allows you to play in tanks, which is badass. So for that it gets a thumbs up, and it definitely deserves a place on this list. Rising Storm is a realistic World War II shooter. It's multiplayer based, and you can enjoy some of the most iconic battles throughout the history of time, or actually just history of World War II. Now there's loads of little interesting features this game has, but they're a little bit too small to mention in this video, and it would take me a bit too long, so feel free to go on Steam or go on any game site that will tell you the information that you want to hear and find out there. Pass it on my job. Verdun. Verdun is the first multiplayer FPS set in the realistic World War I setting. The trench warfare offers a unique battlefield experience, immersing you and your squad in intense battles of attack and defense. This to me is how I imagine Battlefield 1. Now Battlefield 1 is an incredible game, but Verdun just has an ounce more realism and a little bit more of a historic feel to it. It's much more strategic based, a bit more slower, and the mechanics again are absolutely superb, and is definitely in the top 5 World War I/2 games without a doubt.
Taking chances while we dancing in the party for show. Slip my girl a 44 when she crept in the back door. Chickens looking at me strange, but you know I don't care. Step up in this mother, just a swank in my head.
World of Tanks. World of Tanks is a free-to-play, player vs player hit that puts commanders against each other in a 7v7 tank combat. With over 200 unique vehicles to master from Germany, Japan, France, the UK, USA, the USSR and China, you'll definitely have a selection of vehicles to enjoy and goggle at. You can upgrade your vehicles and battle over dozens of maps. There's no excuses. If you like tanks, you like warfare, it's the best. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Believe it or not, this was the first World War II game I ever played, and I played it when I think I was about 7 years old. Not only was it one of the hardest games I've ever played, and I never managed to complete it even after spending probably about 20 hours of time playing it, it was still one of the funnest experiences in my gaming life. So for that reason, this game had to be on this list, and if you haven't played the old style Wolfenstein, I highly recommend. Don't go in expecting flashy graphics, as this game was made in 2001. Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway. Brothers in Arms brings the critically acclaimed squad-based World War II shooter into the next generation. At least it did back in 2008 anyway. With its pretty awesome graphics and cutting-edge gameplay, bearing in mind this game was made in 2008 as I've said, it definitely has to go down as one of the funnest World War II tactical shooters around. You can pick this up for dollars, so if you're on the fence, don't be.